Hey guys, Jason from TheChartGuys here. So last night, around 8:30 or so, I'm putting my kids to bed. Got two little twins, 2 years old, and bedtime, doing the whole routine. And I made the mistake of leaving my phone on in the other room across the house. And around 8:20, that thing starts beeping off like crazy. I'm getting alerts, I'm getting messages from people wondering where the heck I am because apparently something crazy is going on. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I get another request to do another alert walkthrough and look at a big break and see how alerts could have helped the situation. So that's what we're going to do. This is the chart we're looking at. It's Litecoin in the past 24 hours, and it has been an absolute crazy ride. Started around 8:20 West Coast time last night, where we saw a big initial run from the 222s up to the 244s, and then we've seen a lot of volatility and spiking since then, and it has been very profitable for a lot of people. So let's look at the alerts, walk through them, see what early signs we had and how the alerts could have used, or how we could have used the alerts to find good trades. So first of all, I guess we're going to look at what would be our first tips that something was going to happen here on the alert system. So looking back, one of the first things that I picked up really early was the 15-minute back and forth. We saw early 15-minute MACD cross, and I've got that pinpointed, let's see, right here, yep. So LTC, USD in the 15-minute, and we're always looking at GDX here for these alerts. 349 UTC, we see a 15-minute bull MACD cross. So that in its own, nothing to write home about. We see MACD crosses, bull bear a lot on the 15-minute time frame as we go back and forth here. But it's a good heads up that something's going to be going on, at least in the short term, a little bit of bullish here. So that on itself, like I said, nothing crazy. What you do want to pay attention to in this case is that you're going to be looking for that equilibrium. Anytime we have a breakout or anytime we set up a pattern, we're looking for some type of equilibrium and a break of that equilibrium to indicate some sort of direction. So that's where the big key comes in for this breakout. What we set up on the 4-hour time frame was an inside bar. So we had our big breakout, our big rise through, let's see, the 19th to 20th. 4 hours of bear activity. We set up an inside bar in the 4-hour, and then as soon as we broke that 4-hour inside bar, we just went absolutely crazy. So what does that look like on a more easy to digest time frame? LTC on the 5-minute time frame. Here's the peak of our inside bar here. So this level, 24.31, I believe, is the high. If we jump back, the high of this candlestick, so right where my cursor is up here, that's going to be the top of our inside bar. So the moment we break that top range of the inside bar, we consider that to be a bull break. And oftentimes on a bull break of an inside bar, you're going to see a pretty good run. Usually it's not as substantial as this, but if you have that MACD cross and you've got that bull break on your inside bar, very, very good double confirmation something's happening in the market. So first signal, MACD cross. Second signal, we broke our inside bar bullish. Jumping back to that inside bar break, you can see here a little bit of volume, a little bit of volume. As soon as we break that inside bar on the 410 candle, we can see that we get a little volume to break, and as soon as we break that candle, the volume starts to pour in. So equilibrium, MACD cross, break of our inside bar, and then the volume just comes in crazy. People are ready to buy. They're very eager. So when we get that equilibrium breaking bullish, it's a great sign, and bulls just jump all over it. So the next signal we're going to get on this break is probably going to be our abnormal volume. See how much of this buying pressure is coming in really quickly here? That's going to trip an abnormal volume indicator. And if we jump over to our main chart, we're going to see that abnormal volume indicator come in at 417 UTC. So right about this level. And we're looking at the 2-minute time frame on this just to make it a little bit easier to pick things up. So around here, we got our MACD cross. We got our inside bar bull break at 410. So it's going to be on this candle here. We break that level. Volume starts to come in. Boom. We hit this 417 15-minute abnormal volume. So if you're getting a MACD cross, you're getting an inside bar bull break, and you're getting abnormal volume all within a short time span, something's definitely up. The abnormal volume alone should be a good reason to go and check your computer, see what's happening. So bull break, abnormal volume indicator, and the volume just comes in, price shear, price shear. We did get a 15-minute oversold, which allowed for a little bit of a dip, not very long though. I don't think it lasted more than 5 minutes before the price just took right back off, ending up all the way up at the 245 level. So we did see an overbought climax alert sent out at 432, which allowed a lot of people to take profit in our chat room. And then of course we see a lot of chop volatility back and forth, and we set up another equilibrium pattern here, broke bullish, and we went all the way up to, let's call it 252. So absolutely great setup. Some early signs from the alert system here, or you could just be watching them on your chart without an alert system. The key thing is we're going to be paying attention to those MACD crosses, really going to be paying attention to those inside bar setups, and we're going to be watching for that huge volume to come in. So all of those three things combined together are a really good indicator that something's going to be, a really good indicator that you're going to be walking into a profitable situation. So I hope that was a little bit of a helpful explanation on some of the ways that you can use the alert system again. I'll keep doing these, and I believe we are in a period of pretty interesting volatility in the other direction right now as I'm making this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and piece together a little bit of an inverse situation, see how we could have played this using the alert system and if there were any buying opportunities based off of that. So first things first here, let's jump back and look at the hourly time frame and take a peek at what is happening in the market for our LTC, see how we could have played this break using just the alert system. First thing that jumps out, we are setting lower highs and higher lows, building ourselves an equilibrium pattern. And at the very tail end of this equilibrium pattern, we can see that we've got a 1 hour inside bar. So our bar here fits inside the preceding mother bar, making this an inside bar. So break at the upper or lower range is going to be bullish or bearish. So once we get that inside bar set up, we can see that we broke bearish. And if we set the level here on the low of our candle and take a look at some smaller time frames, we'll see how that sets up. So we can see that we are setting higher lows. We set this for our inside bar, so this is our smaller compartment of time that we need to break the range of either bullish or bearish. And we can see that in this candlestick, we set that new low that's lower than the inside bar. So we break bearish, and then we start our descent. So the key thing here on this break is that when we broke this inside bar level at the 2230 candle, down here we can see that the volume is not really, and it's not really substantial, not a lot has happened here. But as soon as we get that break and more people notice that the equilibrium is broken bearish, the volume starts pouring in here and we start to see this downside activity coming in really, really quick. So the main indicator for this break, if you're not going to be watching this equilibrium pattern playing out, is to have those longer term time frame inside bar alerts set up so that you can catch equilibriums like this. So now we've broken bearish. What do we do here? What's next? Well, we know that we're going to be looking for oversold bounce opportunities when we see big breaks like this without any real news to back it up. So we broke our inside bar down. We're getting into some periods of volatility. Then we see that 15-minute climax oversold alert hit at 2342. We see a little bounce from 225 to 230. Not too bad. But the dump continues down. So we see more downside activity and we hit that 30-minute oversold. So 30-minute time frame has its own oversold alert, just like the 15, 30, 60, 4 hour. They all have their own oversold alert indicators and their own calculations. So when we see our 15-minute and our 30-minute hit, both are great buying opportunities, and the larger time frames that you see in oversold conditions, oftentimes the larger the bounce you're going to see. So we get our 15, we get our 30, and our 30-minute oversold alert gets sent out at 15.57. Price is 217.73, and we are still bouncing from that level, currently at 224.26. So both really excellent setups for short-term flips on these oversold bounces. Oversold bounces can be absolutely wonderful for making good trades on. And who knows, we might see the opportunity for a 1 hour oversold bounce if this continues, but more likely than not, we're going to set up a nice equilibrium pattern. And given that there's no news that I know of that caused this sort of volatility, I suspect that we're going to resume the overall bullish sentiment that we've been seeing over the past week or so. So just a quick walkthrough of a few alerts that could have helped you make some good trades, or at least give you a heads up if you're away from the computer and you want to profit on oversold bounces. Climax oversolds and abnormal volumes are going to be your best friend. And I was hoping I could get the abnormal volume pulled from the database for this video, but based on the conditions that I see here, our abnormal volume indicator would have kicked in around sometime after 2300 and around, let's call it $230. So at some point around this level, you're going to get that abnormal volume indicator going off, and then you're going to get into your climax oversolds. You know you're going to be in a good position for some bounces. So I'm probably talking in circles now, but thank you for checking out this video, and I really, really hope that you're able to profit from the alert system. Nothing makes me happier than hearing people who are having a lot of success with it, and it just drives me and Dan to keep on working on this thing and making it even better. So thank you very much for checking out the video. That's it. Thanks. Just kidding. I got the LTC USD 15-minute abnormal volume sent over to me now. It went off at 22.46 when Litecoin was sitting at $237. So really, really good early heads up on the break of that inside bar. Broke bearish, big volume, something's going down, and it's the price of Litecoin. Get ready for those oversold bounces. Anyway, I'm done. Thanks.